Okay, so the GED exam and how to pass it in 2019. So clearly, if you're watching this video, it is 2019, and actually, it is the start of 2019. So let me bid you a happy new year. And even if you're watching this later in 2019, I still wish you a happy new year. I don't know why we only need to say that on the beginning of January. But anyways, this could be a great year for you or individually if your goal is to pass the GED. So irrespective of where you're coming from, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I've had a lot of success helping people pass the GED exam. And my specialty is really in mathematics and overall education, but really mathematics. Um, and the way I help people is really by shifting their mentality. You see, that's the secret to achieving anything big. It's not necessarily the math, for example, you need to learn to pass the GED. It's the other things that are going on in your brain. Okay, and that's what we're going to talk about here because whether it's 2019, 2020, 2030, it doesn't make a difference. This stuff doesn't change. Okay, in other words, how do you accomplish a goal? So what I want to focus on in this video is something very simple but yet very powerful that is going to basically allow you to achieve, not only passing a GED, but any other big goal that you want to accomplish in your life. So let's go ahead and just write this down. And what I want to write down is this word here, okay? Habits, okay? There's a lot of ways to characterize what I'm going to talk about here, but this is a great word to focus on because everybody knows about habits and what they are. They're kind of basically, I mean, if you try to define it for yourself, I said we'll define what a habit is. It's kind of like our autopilot programming, right? It's the things we do without even thinking about it. Like we get up in the morning, we brush our teeth, or we do whatever, kind of like in this automatic program. Those are our habits, okay? It's your kind of auto program. Now, a lot of these we pick up, okay, probably most of them, obviously, just by, living life, when you start off young in your environment. And then, as you become an adult, you really kind of instill these habits. The longer you keep them, the harder they are to change. And that's a good and bad thing because if you have good habits, you want to keep those, right? But likewise, if you have bad habits, they're difficult to change. But habits really, these are how we act, okay? So it's like how we act, okay? Like actions we take, and really how we think as well. So like negative thinking or bad thinking or the world's against me, that's actually a habit. Okay, it's something that you kind of just get into a routine and that's you're kind of auto programming to think that way, and your thinking influences your actions. So most people that are trying to pass the GED, now of course there's exceptions, and I'm not trying to put you in any one particular category, but really, if you distill it down, why right now do you not have your GED? Okay, like what something obviously didn't go right. Okay, something came up in your life to kind of knock you off the tracks of your education. Now you want to go ahead and finish. And by the way, too, you need to get your GED. So this is not even optional. Okay, so those of you out there are like, well, I want to get my GED, but I'm not sure if I need it because I'm in this job and I'm doing okay. I'm going to tell you right now, the future is getting more competitive, and you're going to need your education, your high school equivalency. So it's not even a question of whether you should get it; you must get it. Especially at the time right now, 2019. The economy's doing pretty good, but it's been some time since we've had like a recession in at least the United States. And what happens is, for those of you who are old enough to remember 2008, who were adults back then, maybe you were in school, but if you were an adult living through the 2008, 2009 economic recession, so many people got laid off or lost their jobs. The people that actually kept their jobs are the people with the biggest, that had the highest skills. Okay, those people, got laid off the last. So I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to give you a dose of reality. you need to get your education, you need to build yourself up. Okay. You need to make an investment in yourself. But in order to do that, you need to have great habits. Okay. Your auto programming needs to be such that you're taking actions, all right, and you're thinking in a positive way towards your future. Okay. There's a lot of things that you need to focus on in your future, okay, that your habits are going to affect what you eat. Okay. Do you exercise? Do you invest in your education, those type of things? So how do like, what do we do to change our habits? Well, first of all, you're going to have an honest conversation with yourself, and you got to say, well, what are my current, habits that I like about myself, and are they getting me closer to your goal? Essentially, you just have to ask yourself, hey, is what I'm doing working? All right. And you need to kind of do a full inventory of your entire life. All right. And this would include the people that you hang out with, what you're watching, on TV, social media, everything that comes into you. Now, let's kind of do it this way. All right. So here's you, everything that comes in through your mouth. Let's say here. All right. Let's see here. It's a bad picture, but let's say here, that's a pretty bad picture. But anyways, you get the idea, right? What you eat, that's a habit. Okay, because that's going to make your body feel a certain way. All right. What you see, all right, what you're watching is going to, this is all going to translate into actions. Okay. What you hear, all right, what you're choosing to hear. Now, by the way, you could have two people in the same environment, same food, same things that people can see, same thing that people can hear. One person chooses to filter out, okay, and just basically block off the things that aren't healthy for them. All right. Other people, if you're just kind of like, yeah, whatever, I'll just watch anything and just do what the crowd does, guess what? You're going to be, low energy. All right. So when you're low energy, that's generally a reflection of poor habits. Okay. Now I'm talking about, like, this is about the GED, right? Like, you're like, well, when are you going to get to the GED part? I'm telling you right now, I am getting to the GED part. In order to accomplish, something big like getting your GED, it's a big deal. You need to have good energy. You need to have good habits, all right? You need to be thinking well. It's not an easy thing. And this is why people who want to get their GED, they procrastinate, and or it gets a little bit hard. They take the test, they fail, or whatever. They get discouraged. This is your habitual thinking coming into play. So you have to toughen up. Okay. And the only way to toughen up is to start changing your habits. Okay. And I would encourage you to look at all your habits. Okay. Now, obviously, the habits that are going to affect you the most directly when we're talking about the GED, okay, let's get a little more specific here, is your study habits. Okay. In other words, do you study? All right. This is really a matter of being focused, but being focused, practicing focus is a habit. It's something you have to practice on a daily basis. Okay. And throughout the day. So you can't be like halfway, like healthy. Okay, I'm going to be healthy in the morning time, but then in the afternoon time, I'm going to eat a bunch of fast food, and then back in the evening, I'm going to switch. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so when it comes to your habits, you have to really start, taking good inventory and try to make a whole person change. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to change your entire life, because it's difficult. It's difficult for anybody. It's difficult for myself. But take a look at the small little things that you can start doing to start getting yourself to have more successful habits. Okay. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing to do? Do you make your bed? Do you kind of clean up, keep yourself organized? All those things, even if you don't think they're important, they are important. It's, basically keeping, um, when you're more physically organized, okay, this is like your environment. If your room is cleaned up, your home, or your work area, these things, really help you focus better if you're actually, kind of clean and tidy, if you will. Okay, if you're eating good food, all right, healthier food, you're going to have more energy to study, okay, and to move. Because a lot of you out there, which I totally understand, are working a job, supporting a family, and you need to get your GED. Okay, so you need to do this at night, early in the morning, weekends. So I want to encourage you for 2019 to start making some shifts in your habits. Even if you have good habits, look for where you can improve. We all can improve. Okay, I'm definitely not trying to come off like I'm Mr. Perfect because I'm far from it. So I judge myself every day, saying, well, how did I do? Okay, did I kind of slack off here in this particular area, etc. Okay, because ultimately your habits are going to be reflected in your actions. Okay. And if you think you could pass the GED, you're like, I think because you have a habit of good positive thinking, you're going to take actions. Now, to pass the GED, you have to take a considerable amount of actions. And why, by the way, let me ask you, why are you trying to pass the GED? We already talked about it's important. So when you look at your goals in life, okay, yes, you need to pass the GED and get a check mark by that, but are you going to be done in terms of accomplishing goals? You see what I'm saying? Like, is that it? Or maybe you want to go get a degree, okay? Or you want to go ahead and do this training program. In other words, life doesn't stop. Challenges don't stop. Goals don't stop. In order to accomplish this first check mark on your whole, lifelong journey, it's going to require for you to be the best version of yourself, all right? And in terms of, let's kind of narrow it down in terms of mathematics, because that's where I'm going to really be able to help you with. For 99% of you out there, okay, math should not be a problem for you on a GED. You have to learn the math, all right? If you didn't learn it in high school, or if you did and you forgot it, then you have to go back and learn it. The GED is not like the GED old, where you can learn, have some basic math skills and kind of get by. And then you actually have to know a considerable amount of math, algebra, and geometry for today's high school equivalency exams. So that's a GED. Other tests like the high set and task exam. Those are some other high school equivalency exams that might be available in your state, but they're basically the same test. But you need to know a lot of material, and you just can't do this over like a weekend, right? Those of you that are like always looking for a shortcut or the easy way out, okay, let's kind of go here. Thinking, looking for shortcuts, easy ways, all right? Guess what? This is a bad habit. It's unrealistic. This right here is going to set you up for failure, all right? And you might spend 5 years looking for the ultimate shortcut to pass a GED, where if you just focused for 6 months and said, I'm going to put in the work so I can earn this, then you would actually have your GED. You follow what I'm saying? So all of this comes into your habitual auto programming. So as you start 2019, or whenever you're watching this video, even if it's December 2019, it doesn't make a difference. I'm putting this out 2019 because that's the time frame we're in now, but this is advice for life. Take a look at your thinking. Start making these small changes, okay? Now, in terms of the GED itself, specifically the math part of it, what I've done in 2018, one of my goals was to really improve and try to really make the ultimate GED math prep course. So I've pretty much accomplished that. I'm going to be adding a little bit more to it, but my new course is ready. I used to, I still have the website GED. I'll put this down here, GEDmathlessons.com. So this has been really successful, but there's still been some gaps in there. I mean, I built this like 5-6 years ago. It's been really successful, but things are kind of changing. So what I wanted to do was make an updated version, like the ultimate version from my lessons learned from this experience and the feedback, great feedback, by the way, and then take it to the next level, like really offer something super special in terms of a math education, a high quality math education that's not only going to serve you for the GED, but for other things, whether they be you getting a college degree, training, and if you have a family and you have kids, maybe you want to be in a position to know a lot of math to even help them. I mean, like if you're going to learn math, learn it as a skill that you need for your life. So Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link and the description of this video for my new course because it's not on GED Math Lessons. Although if you go there, you can find a link to my new course and you can check it out and take a look at it. But anyways, I want to wish you a great 2019. And this is a journey that I want to take, with you as well. If you follow me on YouTube, I'm going to be working on myself. We all should be. This is a human experience. No one is perfect, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking at my thinking. I'm looking at how can I help more people, and really kind of find my purpose in living this life. So if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing and hit that bell notification so you can get an update on my future videos and maybe a thumbs up. And I also try to read as many comments as possible. But with that being said, have an awesome day, and we'll see you soon.